Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Terry from terryscraftroom.com. So today we're going to use, where's my stamp set? We're going to use the Little Monkey bundle, and it's got this punch that punches out the monkey and a banana and the monkey's face. It's a really cute punch, and this stamp set that is new in the 2023-24 annual catalog. It is so adorable. Look at these guys. They're so sweet. So we're using this stamp set to make this adorable card. And then the inside looks like this. Just a little bit of whimsy. It says, "Just swinging by to say hi." So let's get started. What do we need? Put that right there out of sight so you don't see it, but I do. What do we need is we need a card base, and this card base is a little bit different in that it is 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So it's when you fold it, it's your typical card size, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, but it opens this way instead of this way. So as always, if you miss any measurements or I forget to put any measurements or tell you any measurements, all the measurements will be over on my website, and there will be a direct link to this card. Well, this card down in the description box below. So go on over there, sign up for my newsletter, and get all the measurements and supplies that you need over there. So 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Then we need, this is one of our new in colors this year. It is gorgeous. It's called Copper Clay. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to mat, this is Parakeet Party. And we're going to mat this Parakeet Party right on top of this Copper Clay. And this Parakeet Party is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, I believe. Let me double check that just to make sure. It should be. We're stepping everything down by 1/8 of an inch. So you have a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So I'm back. I'm sorry, I got interrupted by a phone call. So I can't remember where exactly I was. It's been like an hour since I was here recording. But we're layering the Parakeet Party right on top of the Copper Clay, and we're stepping down the mats by 1/8 of an inch each. And then we have a piece of basic white that's 1/8 of an inch smaller than the Parakeet Party. So it is 5 by 3 3/4. So the sizes we have are 5 by 3 3/4, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and 5 1/4 by 4. So sorry if I repeated myself, but I wanted to make sure you had these sizes. And then, so we're going to stamp on this piece. And then we need a scrap of basic white to stamp our monkeys on, and another scrap of basic white to stamp leaves and other things. And then, and I've already stamped these and punched them out, but I took some Daffodil Delight and stamped a whole bunch of bananas and punched those out as well. So we have those already stamped and punched. Okay, so we're going to, since these are photopolymer, I'm going to take my Stampin' Pierce pad and put it underneath here. There we go. And we're going to stamp, where's my monkeys? Here's my monkey. And get things organized here. So I'm going to stamp 2 monkeys on this. 1, 2. There's my 2 monkeys. And then on this piece, I'm going to stamp my branch. Why did I close that black up? Just like that. And I'm not worried that this leaf went off a little bit, because I'm going to be fussy cutting this out. And then I need to stamp 5 of these banana leaves. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so there's, and it looks like now my my battery is dying. So I will be right back after I change my battery, and we'll make a third section to this video. Okay, I'm back now for the 3rd time. So I just showed you that. Here's our monkeys, and these are the blends that I'm using. I'm using the new copper clay. I used the dark copper clay for the branch, and here it is. I used the dark mossy meadow and dark granny apple green to color these leaves. And here they are. Okay, I used, I don't have them out. I used crumb cake and ivory, excuse me, crumb cake and ivory. Crumb cake for the body of the monkey, ivory for his face, and number 1000, which is the lightest of the skin tone blends, for his ears. And there they are. And I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me color them, so through the magic of video, here are our colored pieces already. Okay? Oh, and then we also need to take this piece and our branch and a set of leaves, and we need to stamp the branch right here on the edge. We're covering up the branch, but we need this for the leaves, and you'll see in a second why we're doing this. And then this guy is going to go down here in this corner, just like that. Now, I am going to need a piece of scrap paper, and so when I fussy cut the branch out, if you look right here, there's the end of the stamp. I colored a little bit beyond the end of the stamp so that when I put this on, it's going to hang over the end of my cardstock, but that way I can cut it off evenly. So I'm going to color this guy real quick in the dark granny apple green. Okay, and then I'm going to color the leaves of my branch here. I'm going to color those in the dark parakeet party. I couldn't remember if I did light or dark. Okay, and then now we need to get our shading here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our blending brush here and our Parakeet Party. And when I use the blending brush, I like to hold it. I like to hold the head because this neck is, to me, is a little bit flimsy. So I hold on to the head, and you always start off your paper and then come on your paper, and that way you won't get a big blob. So this is why we fussy cut out our and re-stamped our branch, is because it wouldn't, the color of it wouldn't turn out real great if I was to color over that. But see, this way now I can just glue that down if I can find my glue. So like I said before, I'm going to glue this down so that this tail hangs off the end. And you can see that it's hanging off the end there. And then I'm just going to cut it off. And now it's even with the edge of my cardstock. There we go. Now, if you want the monkey's tail hanging over the back side of your, and I should have done this before I glued it down, duh, the back side of your branch, could hang him on there before you glue it down. Let's see if I can. So you want to kind of hook it on there like that before you glue it down, and then you can glue him onto your branch, and then you can glue your branch back down. So don't do as I did. Glue him on your branch first, and then glue your branch and him down together. But that worked too. So, okay, so monkey number 1 on. I'm going to put monkey number 2 on. And I'm gluing these guys straight down. Okay, and then I'm going to put a couple of leaves right here. These guys I'm going to pop. So, and this, since the leaves are very dark, this is a good place for your dark the dimensionals if you have them. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put one big dimensional and one little dimensional on. And I'm not going all the way to the bottom because I'm going to hang my leaves off and cut them off. So if your dimensional papers don't come off real easily, if you just take your fingernail and push down on them like I just did, that will bend them up, those paper release papers, and they'll come off much easier that way. Okay, so you see they're hanging off the bottom there, so we're gonna cut this off even and cut this one off even. Okay, I think we need this for a bit now. And then we need some bananas. What do I do with the bananas? Duh, if there were a snake, they'd have bit me. And I'm going to have each one of these little guys holding a banana. And there's basically the front of our card. So now before I put this onto the card base, I'm going to stamp the inside of my card just in case, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm going to put this part together. Okay, so that part's ready. Now I'm going to stamp the "Just Swinging By to Say Hi." Okay, so that one turned out really well, but if I had rocked it and got a line or it didn't stamp well or anything, I could, instead of putting the front of my card on here, I could refold this, stamp my sentiment here, and cover this up. So that's a way to cover up a mistake if you so desire, if you screw up the inside of your card. Wait to put your card front on the card base until after you do your stamping, and then you'll know if you need to turn your card inside out or not. Just a little tip or trick to, you know, make things easier, because there are always two sides to every piece of cardstock. I've always said that. And there are no mistakes in stamping, just opportunities to be creative. And then we're just going to take all these little bananas, and we're going to take 5 of them and make them look like they're tumbling down. Now when you're doing something like this, you want to make sure you have an odd number. That's a designer's rule. And then we're going to take 3 of our banana leaves and glue them down over here in the corner. Now the first one of these that I made, I stamped the 2 banana leaves and then colored them. And the problem with that was, and this is the first one I made, you can see I stamped the 2 outside ones and then I put the middle one on top of it. But you can see that the Stampin' Blends bleed through. So that's why these, I put all 3 down. And the last thing we need to do is some bling, because bling really kind of makes the card. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed today's card. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.